So I'm going to have a quick run through changing the fuel filter. Real tricky to get to, but not too tricky to change. Oh, if you're watching this, then you're obviously the owner of a rare classic, coming up classic. Let's have a look what we got. So here's our new one to replace. This spiky end, that just catches the nut that goes on, stops the pipe moving when you tighten that up. So that's your input, and that's your output. Simples. So, just down here, move this pipe out of the way. You see that shiny bit there? 19mm bolt on there. Crack that little bad boy off. Sweep that out of the way. What you're going to want to do is not what I've done, and that is step outside to look for something and misplace your fuel pipe. Oh, there he is. Right, I'm going to lift your fuel pipe up somewhere out of the way where it's not hanging down. It's going to leak fuel everywhere, because the last thing you need is a accident. If you're working in a tight confined space, don't smash your shins on the table. Right, now from the other side of the car, it's really awkward to get to. So down there you can see that shiny pipe where I've cracked that nut. Little 14mm spanner on there. You might need quite a short spanner. You won't get the leverage, but you will fit it in the space. If you crack that nut off first, then on the side of the fuel filter, there's a little bolt. I think it's a 10mm. I can't see it because it's facing the other way. Logically, crack that bolt on the side. That'll loosen the filter, and then you can spin the filter around, which will undo that nut on the end, rather than sitting with a spanner and turning that for half an hour. Because obviously that's a solid pipe. And as you turn that, you don't want to put any wear on it. So if you spin the filter around, then you can just pull the filter out, and hopefully just slide your new one straight back in. Okay, excuse the weather outside. It's hacking it down in England. Update. I managed to get the fuel filter out. Wasn't as simple as I first thought, but it wasn't that hard either. First thing I forgot to say, make sure you take your battery out, because you've got a bit of fuel going out here, there. You're not going to do it without losing any fuel at all. So the last thing you want to do is catch the battery, cause a spark, and well, let's not talk about it. So you've got the fuel line down here that I've undone, which is that shiny one there. You can just see out of focus because my hand's in the way. But you don't want to bend that pipe or move it backwards. Obviously it's going to be right behind the fuel filter. So when your fuel filter's in position like that, the only way to get the fuel filter out is to slide it out of the casing that way, because you've got this ridge here. You can't slide it towards you, but you can't slide it that way because your fuel pipe's right in the way. So there's a 12mm nut at the top of that bracket. I've undone the 10mm that clamps it round there. And there's a 12mm nut at the top of the bracket. Ghosts. Undo the top bracket, swing the filter around that way, and then slide it out, and then you risk not damaging any of that fuel line at the bottom there, because that's going to cause you mega problems if you damage that. So reverse the process, slide that on, twist it round, put the top bolt in, put the clamp on, put the bottom one in, put the top one in. Make sure you don't forget your little copper washer that's on the bottom of there. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Whew, happy days, peoples.